And here we are in Ajax, Ontario. It's January 14th, 2025, and this is Isabel, my first Tesla. She's a 2015 Tesla Model S 85D, all-wheel drive. The owner is very attached to this car and is struggling to sell it to me, but here we go. So today we're going to be buying this car, taking it down to a battery shop in downtown Toronto, where they're going to be replacing some modules within the battery. As it stands now, the car can only charge up to about 20%. Now I've dropped off the car at the garage to get the battery refurbished, but while I'm waiting for that to get done, might as well fly to Sault Ste. Marie for some much needed repairs. So now we're just going to jump on the private jet, or this thing. It's a little sketchy. So they pulled out the next batch of meat to make the next batch of sausages, which means it's time for us to...
I don't want to ask you what you're doing, but what are you doing?
Time to head back to Toronto, pick up the Tesla Model S at the shop, and go for our first drive to the airport. And we're off. Alrighty. That was my first Uber ride, and this is going to be my first Tesla Model S. Let's go inside and see what's happening. So fresh off the plane, into the shop, and the car's all cleaned up, repaired, and ready to drive up to Collingwood. So we had to do a few things. We had to rebuild the battery, that was $6,000. There was the eye shaft for the steering wheel that had to be done, $280. New fuse, updated, $240, coolant, safety, and they also did an alignment. Brings me up to almost $8,000 for the repairs. All right, so the car is clean, repaired, fixed, ready to go. She's looking great. Let's get her back to Collingwood and unpack. Well, it's a snowy drive for the first one. Took the 400 highway up to Barrie. Now we're gonna head on west to Collingwood. And I love this car. And now we're back in Collingwood. It's been a couple weeks since I've gotten the car. She's gotten very dirty with this wet, slushy, salty weather. Let's take her to the car wash and I'll tell you a little bit more about her. All right, let's get her cleaned up. In Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. Fresh wash on the car. Just going to give you a really quick overview on it. So with the exception of a few rock chips here and there, the exterior of this car is just mint. As for the interior, more of the same. It's got the piano black trim, which I really like. The interior is near mint. There's just a couple scratches on the dash here. That's all I really found. And this is how I got the car. Everything's original with the exception of these floor mats, which I got off Amazon for about $150. And again, in the back seat, just mint. Next, we're going to head to my favorite spot to stop with the Tesla Model S. And here we are, the charge station. Let me take you step by step on how to charge up your Tesla Model S. So when you pull up to your Tesla supercharger, you're going to take this wand out of the holder. You're going to bring it over to the charge port, press this button. When it opens, just plug it in, wait for the circle to turn green, and you're good to go. So we're at 56%. We're shooting for about 85%. We're in Collingwood, Ontario, and that's what it costs me. That's right. This is one of those fabled Tesla Model S's that has free lifetime charging for the life of the car. It can be passed on from owner to owner to owner, which is what happened here because I am the third owner of this car. Now, while Isabel is charging, let's talk charge times. Right now, I'm only getting 60 kilometers an hour on this charging port, and the reason why is I didn't preheat the battery before coming here to charge up. If you do, that kilometer per hour charging goes much higher up into the 140s, but this is a 2015 10-year-old car, so the charger and the battery are older technology that do take longer to charge. So to go from about 20 to 80% in this car, it usually takes about an hour and a half at a supercharger, but I've only been charging this car for the last couple of weeks, and during that time, it's been cold. Very, very cold. The car also came with lifetime premium connectivity, which means the car has 4G internet for life. Well, I got about 45 minutes left on my charge here. Luckily, this car has the MCU2 upgrade, so I can watch YouTube while I'm waiting for the car to charge. Now, even though my 2015 Tesla Model S 85D has 318,000 kilometers on it, it also has all the hardware and software for autopilot, but that package was not purchased, but it still can be for $4,000. So at 6'1", 235 pounds, I'm comfortable. I got lots of headroom. I really love how there's the adjustability of the steering wheel. You can move it up and down, forward and back, all electric. I really love the 17-inch screen in the center with the vertical mounting. The one thing that this car is lacking is storage space. There isn't any. There's none in the doors or in the side panels. You have your glove box, but there's just really enough room for some gloves. The center console is pretty much non-existent, but there are aftermarket ones you can get and place in here. The only two cup holders in the entire car are right here, and they have slidable elbow rests, so you can cover them up to prioritize comfort. In the back, again, no cup holders, no storage, but it is a super clean and nice looking back seat area. Now, I know you got a bunch of questions. How much did you pay for this thing? Where did you get it? Where did you bring it? Well, I'm going to tell you. Just let me set up the tripod so I'm going to hold this thing for the next 5 minutes. So where did I get Isabel? I got Isabel in Ajax, Ontario, which is about 45 minutes from North York, where I had her battery fixed. I found her on Facebook Marketplace, and after talking with the owner, he was initially asking $15,000 for the car and stated in the ad that the battery would only charge up to 20% or 60 kilometers. The car also had 318,000 kilometers on it already, but was in excellent shape. I have to say, driving this car is amazing. The torque on demand, it's just, as soon as you hit that pedal, the car is gone. I messaged him back and offered him $10,000 cash for the car as is. I didn't know what shape the brakes were in or anything else. I just knew the battery needed repair, and it had 318,000 kilometers on it. What really sweetened the deal was the fact that the car came with lifetime free supercharging as well as lifetime free premium connectivity. The only thing that was really lacking was autopilot. I knew it had the hardware and the software, and I thought maybe it could just be activated or it was just something that was laying dormant. But after I contacted Tesla, they informed me that it would be $4,000 to activate the autopilot feature on the car. So, after picking up the car in Ajax and driving her to North York to get repaired, as I showed you earlier, it came out to about $7,800 Canadian, and that was to get the battery repaired, which was $6,000, and a bunch of other little things she needed to have done to get certified. So all in, on the road, ready to go, the car cost me about $19,000. So at an initial purchase price of $10,000 Canadian, which is about $7,000 American, I believe this is the cheapest Tesla Model S purchased in Canada. For under $20,000, I have a reliable, beautiful, sporty, amazing electric car. With over-the-air updates as needed, this car stays up to date with me not having to do anything. The car drives amazing, has tons of storage space in the front and in the trunk, and with the best crash test safety ratings in the industry, this is the ultimate daily commuter. I was thinking that maybe this summer I should take this car up to Halifax and then do a cross-country drive all the way to Vancouver for free, minus food and wherever I'm going to park this thing. With free supercharging, it wouldn't cost me anything for fuel. So stay tuned. Maybe this spring, we'll be doing some planning for our cross-country Canadian road trip. So now you know how we make salami and the new vehicle that I got. Stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a lot of modifications to this car this summer. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.